In this video, we will solve this integral right here. So let's begin. So the first step that I would do is rearrange this equation. So I would have the integral sine x times parentheses sine squared x dx. I'm doing this because we know that there's identities regarding sine squared x. Because of this, I'm going to apply this trig identity. We know that sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1, so we can rearrange this identity and say that sine squared x is equal to 1 minus cosine squared x. Next, I will separate this into two integrals. So first, I need to move this sine x over here and here. And because of doing this, I would get the integral sine x dx minus the integral sine x times cosine squared x dx. All I did was distribute the sine x. So I distribute the sine x over here and here. Next, I will solve the integral of this right here, integral of sine x dx. And that's simple. It's going to be negative cosine x plus c. Next, I will solve the integral of sine x times cosine squared x dx. With this, we need to use u substitution. If I say that u is equal to cosine x, then our du becomes negative sine x dx. And this negative sine x dx would cancel this negative here, cancel the sine x, and this becomes du. And so I would get the integral u squared du, and getting the integral of this term is pretty simple. It's going to be 1/3 u cubed plus c. Lastly, replace u with what we said u was. U is equal to cosine x, and so I would get 1/3 cosine cubed x plus c. And now I simply combine. I know that sine x dx, the integral, would be negative cosine x, plus I know that this term right here would give us 1/3 cosine cubed x plus c. So this right here is one correct answer. But maybe if you use a calculator, you won't get this particular answer. You might get an answer like this, and so I'll show you how we did that too. So this is what we got last time. Right here is this term right here. But we could rearrange this equation. If I keep the negative cosine x plus I put a 1/3 parentheses, this right here, 1 minus sine squared x, is equivalent to cosine squared x. Cosine squared x times cosine x would give us cosine cubed x. So this right here is equivalent. Next, I will expand. So instead of saying negative cosine x, I could say negative 3/3 cosine x, plus I'm distributing the cosine x over here and here. So I would get 1/3 cosine x, because this cosine x went here to the 1, so cosine x, and this cosine x also goes here. So minus right here, 1/3 from here, sine squared x times this cosine x plus c. Finally, I could say that I would get negative 1/3 sine squared x cosine x, this term right here, and then I could combine these two pieces. Negative 3/3 plus 1/3 would be negative 2/3 cosine x plus c. So both of these answers are correct. You could say this statement or you can say this statement. And that's all you had to do for this problem.